Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has hit our very important price target almost to the exact dollar accuracy. So now try to not miss the next move, and let me show you what is probably going to happen with Bitcoin in the next few days. First, you're going to see the golden Fibonacci ratio at 86,500 US dollars, I kid you not, was hit almost to the exact dollar accuracy. We grabbed the liquidity exactly below the recent low, and of course also, this specific area was another very important volume level. Measuring right now the entire bottom price action with volume, you're going to see the red line, or the biggest volume cluster, coming in almost exactly at the golden pocket, almost exactly at our liquidity level. And Bitcoin, yes, is right now trading exactly at this specific level. So it really does look like our short trade is right now playing out almost exactly. We entered after the liquidity grab above our recent high at approximately 90,000 US dollar area, and our first take profit, according to our yesterday's video, was actually the golden Fibonacci ratio. So of course, I paid myself a little bit with my short trade. At least for now, it is going to remain open, but nevertheless, I have already taken some profits off the table. Of course, I also still do remain in other long trades on Bitcoin, on XRP, and also on Solana. Now, unfortunately, this specific trade is right now being in a very slight loss, but let's just try to see if Bitcoin potentially is going to be able to get a bigger bounce at our very important area of support. Why so? Because simply remember, in our yesterday's video, we talked about a bearish Elliot wave count we should be paying attention to on the 2-hour time frame. Yesterday we said Bitcoin potentially completed the first impulse right here, we got a correction, and right now we might be looking for a bigger, very strong push down for Bitcoin to then get the third Elliott wave, then the fourth one, and then of course also the fifth Elliott wave. One of the very important characteristics of the third Elliott wave is that it moves very fast with very big impulsive push towards the downside, and at least as of right now, Bitcoin is not getting that. Additionally, with our third Elliott wave, usually we should be paying attention to the volume to see if the volume is getting a major push towards the upside. And what you're right now going to see, on the entire move down in the potentially expected third Elliott wave, volume is going lower and lower and lower. So saying right now that Bitcoin is right now going to get a major push towards the downside below 80,000 US dollars, at least in my opinion, is very much unlikely. Our very important support level is right now still holding, volume is going lower and lower and lower, and let's just try to see if potentially we are going to be able to get some kind of a bounce approximately from the area where Bitcoin is trading as right now. But now also, if you do follow me on Twitter, you probably know a post I posted only 2 days ago on 22nd of December. I actually said right here, Bitcoin swept the lows in the last two corrections before rallying, and yes, it really does look like. Back in July 2025, we got a swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab below the recent low, and only after that we got another major push towards the upside towards another all-time high. Also right here, we got another swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab, and only after that we got another major push towards the upside. What we are getting right here is actually not the exact same thing we got in our previous two examples. Bitcoin got a push down, but at least as of right now, we still have not taken the liquidity below the recent low. So potentially it could still mean Bitcoin can get another push down for us to take the liquidity below our recent lows, similarly as it also happened in our previous examples right here. However, because we are not moving impulsively towards the downside, because our support levels are still our support levels, potentially we might first be expecting another push up and only then a bigger retracement, a bigger correction below our recent lows. And this is right now why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible, and also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now let's talk about what are going to be our first very important price targets you should really pay attention to, and also I want to share with you what other people have been doing in the market in the past few hours right here. Of course, if you are in my free Discord, I already posted yesterday that we are getting some bearish absorption at the moment, and yes, Bitcoin because of that got another very slight push towards downside. Also right now, paying attention to our CVD indicator, it also does look like we are getting a brand new higher high on the CVD indicator, and the CVD indicator, the yellow line right here, is measuring if brand new buying or selling pressure is coming in the market. If it's seeing a push towards the upside, buying pressure is coming in. If it's getting a push towards downside, selling pressure is coming in the market. And right now it does look like we are getting more buying pressure coming in the market with a brand new higher high being formed right here, but Bitcoin is getting a push towards downside. What does it mean? People are buying Bitcoin, but unfortunately, they are not able to push the price higher. That is why we are getting a lower high right here, which simply means bearish divergence, bearish absorption on our CVD indicator, bearish Bitcoin indication. So because of that, potentially, we might still be expecting another very slight push towards downside in the next few hours before potentially we are looking for a bigger bounce back up. Additionally, going right now with our exponential moving averages on the 1 hour time frame. Only a few days ago, we talked about that Bitcoin has actually been able to confirm a bullish cross with the 50 and 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. Unfortunately, right now, with the entire push down, we are getting completely opposite. 50 EMA is going below 200 EMA, which simply means a bearish cross is right now happening, which is definitely not really going to be a significant bullish Bitcoin indication. On the 2 hourly, we are right now still moving in a downtrend. On the 4 hourly, of course, also, we are still right now in a downtrend. So let's try to make a very clear plan to potentially see what is going to be the next most likely move on the Bitcoin chart itself. So what we right now know, okay, we are still right now trading at our very important golden Fibonacci ratio. And just slightly lower than our golden pocket, Bitcoin still does have a very important value area low at approximately 86,100 US dollar area. Also, when we are right now zooming out, let's just say on the 2 hour time frame and measuring the entire bottom price action with volume, you're also going to see another value area low coming in at approximately 85,700 US dollars. So it really does look like if Bitcoin right now does get another push down because of the bearish absorption right now happening on the 30-minute time frame, definitely you should be aware of this exact area of support. It's going to be more of a zone at approximately 86,000 US dollar area. And trust me, this specific level is not really a random level, and it's not only going to be a volume area of support. Going right now with our high term time frame levels, it also does look like our daily level, not exactly right here, but definitely very, very close towards our very important volume area of support on the Bitcoin price itself. So I would right now say like that, if we are right now actually going to get another push towards downside, of course, first of all, you should pay attention to the volume, because what we said before, if the volume is going to then increase and it's not going to be going lower and lower and lower, it could be a major red flag. At least as of right now, what we are getting with the volume, and also this entire push down right here looks very, very choppy. It looks very, very corrective. It definitely does not look like a third Elliott wave. So that is why right now I still do have some hope for Bitcoin for us to potentially get another push towards the upside literally in the next couple of days. Definitely pay attention to our major support area right here to potentially get on Bitcoin some kind of a bounce towards the upside. And even later in the video, we are going to talk about where we can be looking for another long or a buy position. And also we need to talk about Ethereum. And yes, even if Bitcoin right now is going to get another push down towards our support level right here, my trading bots are actually going to be buying the dip. I actually configured the Bitcoin and Ethereum trading bot to be buying the dip. If Bitcoin is going to be dropping all the way down towards 65,000 US dollar area, the trading bot is going to actually be buying. No emotions, it's not going to get scared. And also the Ethereum trading bot is going to be buying all the way down towards 2,000 US dollar area. So yes, if Bitcoin right now does get another push down, hitting our support level, my trading bots are actually buying the dip. So if you want, you can actually use those trading bots completely for free. With this specific link down below in the description, make sure you register on Pionex. And yes, only after you register and after initial deposit, you're going to get some beautiful bonuses that are right now still valid for the next 7 days. Then simply deploying the bots, copy my exact settings with this specific link down below in the description. And yes, definitely, if we are going to be going lower, the bots are going to be buying the dip. And on the bounce towards the upside, they are going to be taking the profits. Right now, let me also share with you something very, very interesting happening right now now on the Ahler stochastic CG oscillator. This specific indicator is something that not a lot of people are paying attention to. I found about this specific indicator from one of the Korean traders, and look right now what is happening on the daily time frame. Yes, unfortunately right now we are being in the overbought area. Last time we were in the overbought area, definitely we got another quite a significant push towards the downside on the Bitcoin price itself. However, what if we are right now going on a higher term time frame on the weekly? Because right here you're actually going to see the weekly time frame is right now actually curving towards the upside. That is right now why I am telling to you potentially we might still be expecting Bitcoin to get another push towards the upside before potentially then taking the liquidity below our recent low, similarly as it also happened already in the past right here. Also, what is going to be quite a significant and a very nice bullish indication if potentially we are going to be able to get it in the next few days, it is going to be of course a breakout above our major trendline area of resistance, at least as of right now. And yes, only a few days ago Bitcoin hit our trend line almost to the exact dollar accuracy. If we are going to be able to break it towards the upside, it is definitely going to be quite a significant bullish Bitcoin indication. However, above our trend line, you still need to be aware of our very important gold Fibonacci ratio. Going from the high right here back towards the low, definitely you need to be aware of the 90,000 US dollar area, because it's not a random level. It is going to be a major liquidity level. We have our first high right here for liquidity purposes, and then also the second high just slightly higher at 90,650 US dollars right here. But also remember, if people are paying attention to the significant trend line, guess what they are going to be doing once Bitcoin potentially does go above the trend line? Of course, most of them are probably going to go with another brand new long or a buying position right here, longing exactly at a very important area of resistance. So if you're right now ask me, what is the best trade right now Bitcoin? It is definitely going to be buying at the area of support where we are approximately right now, to potentially then see if we are going to be able to get a bigger bounce back towards the upside with the stop loss placement literally exactly below our recent low. Because of course if we start breaking this specific low, in my opinion is going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication. You can be looking for a brand new long trade, of course, if we are right now going to get another push down because of the bearish absorption literally exactly at the mentioned support level, taking some profits at this major golden Fibonacci ratio. Also right now, let's go with the Ethereum chart right here, because it also does look like, if you remember from our yesterday's video, I mentioned to you that you should really pay attention to two very important liquidity levels. And yes, Ethereum got another push down, perfect rejection at our weekly high term time frame area of resistance, right now taking the liquidity below our two very important previous lows. Of course, if Bitcoin does right now get another push down, probably Ethereum is going to follow. But here, another very important level I would definitely be aware of is going to be our golden Fibonacci ratio. At least on Ethereum, we still haven't hit our golden pocket, and the strategy for Bitcoin and Ethereum is literally exactly the same. If we go lower, there is still going to be a nice support level that is going to be hit. The stop loss placement exactly the same as on Bitcoin, below our recent lows. Let's see if potentially we are going to be able to get a bigger bounce back towards the upside, not only on Ethereum, but of course also on Bitcoin itself. That is right now why, if you want to use my trading bots, definitely create an account on Powernex with this specific link down below in the description, because only after you register and after you deposit, you're going to get a beautiful bonus right here, and then simply deploy the bots, copy my exact settings with this specific link down below in the description. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.